This week brought a lot of revelations. Welcome to week 3 of my creative project. This week has been full of words, writing words, saying them out loud, sharing them, looking back on old words that I've written. It's been all about finding what I really want to say. I wrote one poem in particular on Tuesday. It just came out in one go and I was surprised of how much anger there was in the words. Rachel and Kalina helped me say them out loud and really feel the aggression of the words, which I really struggled with. And from that, anger became a big theme of the week. Anger is an emotion that I didn't think I had much of, but I think it's an emotion that I've repressed for many years. It's an emotion that I associated with being bad as a kid. Reading back old notebooks, I felt angry about all the words that were never spoken, that they didn't get a chance to be heard. A lot of the words about feeling invisible. There was anger in these words from my 10-year-old self, but I don't remember this anger. I think I tried to avoid it so much because I saw it as being bad. So I've been trying to notice where anger sits in my body and try and express it in healthy ways instead. I noticed that I hold a lot of anger in my fists, in my belly and in my throat. It's funny because being an aerialist, my fists are always clenched, holding myself up in the air, and I was wondering if I've been releasing anger through aerial for a while without knowing. I also went to a C-Scream workshop on Sunday evening and it was exactly what I needed to release anger in my throat. The group of us screamed on the beach and it was such a liberating feeling. I felt so giddy afterwards. It felt like years of anger coming out. In the studio, I've been playing with the two extremes of being completely bound and trapped by the ropes and then completely free, swinging around. I've been looking at how something can facilitate both of these extremes and what that can represent visually. I've also been refining the sequences that I've been coming up with the last couple of weeks. I've been trying to piece them together and record them so I don't forget them. Before this project, I didn't realise how much of the process happens outside to the studio. It's such a personal journey and it's hard to switch off when you leave, especially when you're discovering new things about yourself as well. I've been reading the book Existential Kink and it's really confronting. It makes you sit with the parts of yourself that you're ashamed of and the realizations are so uncomfortable. I've noticed that there are stories from the past that I've been holding on to, ones that are not necessarily helpful, ones that are keeping me in the same loop. I remember one time I was talking to a friend about something that had upset me and she said to me, "Leave that on the chair and walk away." It really annoyed me at the time because I thought she was trying to dismiss my upset and pain, but I think what she was trying to say was, "Are you ready to move forwards from this now?" I wasn't. I was holding on to it because I wasn't done. It was still painful, I was still angry, and I wanted to soak in my self-righteousness a little longer. I was holding on to this story and I was telling people this story so that they could acknowledge my pain. But by doing this, I wasn't allowing myself to move forward. This has been a big discovery this week and I'm wondering how many other stories that I'm holding on to. I've realised the extent of which I use creating work to heal. I always knew that I used it to heal, but when I go through something, I want to create art about it, share it, and then feel the relief from it. As this project's longer than usual and it's more complex, I've been working through a lot of different emotions and it already feels lighter. I feel like because it feels lighter, I've got less drive to share them. I still want to share them, but it feels like there's less urgency behind sharing them. I know in the past at this point I'd just put the project to bed and say that it's done and move on to a different project. So now I'm intrigued to see how this one evolves as I'm staying in the process of it. As you can see, the process of creating an aerial show has not been much about aerial at all. I'm using Arial as a tool, but at this stage it's more about refining the meaning and the message behind the whole piece. That concludes week 3 and my last week before going away to perform for a couple of months, so I'll have a break from this project, but I'm excited to return back in August, and I'm excited to see how this is going to evolve. Thank you so much for watching.